Bonjour chic friends, it's Fiona again from howtobechic.com, and I am back with part 2 of my book reading from my new book 30 Chic Days, Practical Inspiration for a Beautiful Life. And this is an excerpt from day 2, Eat Real Food, and part 2 of the reading, so I will continue. My lunch salads with leftovers are the best. Even my husband now has salad every day for lunch, and you know how most men feel about salads. They think it's rabbit food, often. When he saw how nice my lunch looked when I was making it, because we worked together, he too came to have salad as a bigger and bigger component of his lunch until it was his lunch. To finish off your chic and très French meal, sip a cup of tea or coffee with a square of good quality dark chocolate. You will not only feel like you've dined at a very stylish French cafe, you'll have made your body happy too. This usually gets me through to dinner time, but in case I feel hungry around 5 p.m. and know that I will feel weak and dizzy by the time we eat at 7, I have a couple of small crackers with a slice of cheese on each, or a sliced apple and a handful of raw almonds. Dinner time. Dinner has always been an easy one for me. I enjoy cooking at home and I love making vegetable-rich meals. I always have some kind of meat or fish for protein and don't often have grains such as pasta or rice. I save them more for a treat. I love roast meals in the oven, even in the summer. I know that sounds strange, but they are such an easy meal to make. You can roast a chicken or a piece of beef or a leg of lamb, which along with all the vegetables means you have instant protein and extras for your lunch salad. I also use our crock pot, also known as a slow cooker, year round. Not a lot, but quite regularly. I find that with slow cookers though, most meals end up tasting the same. There can be quite a distinctive flavour about slow cooked food. I've tried different recipes in my crock pot with varying degrees of success. I thought I'd use it mostly when I was at work because that's how it's often advertised, but interestingly enough, I use it more when I have a day at home. About mid-morning, I get all enthused and have a big chop-a-thon, filling up our crock pot with all sorts of meat and vegetable goodness, and having a play around with herbs and spices, stirring in a can of tomatoes or whatever I might find in our pantry, clean out the pantry and the fridge. A dollop of sour cream or cream cheese at the end of near the end of the cooking makes it extra yummy. I then have the luxury of not having to cook dinner later in the day because it's already cooking. Yay! No matter what's on the menu for dinner, I always include loads of vegetables. Colourful vegetables such as broccoli, green beans, cauliflower and carrots. I steam those often and they take up half the plate. Then the starchy vegetables such as potatoes or pumpkin, sweet potato / kumara, they might take up a quarter of the plate, and then the other quarter of the plate is our meat portion. So if you look at it, that's 3/4 of a plate filled with vegetables, which has got to be good for you. In the summer we use the barbecue quite a lot too. We might have steak or chicken breast with steamed vegetables, or maybe salad. Yum, coleslaw too. It's quick to cook and the kitchen doesn't heat up too much. I love making a simple cheese sauce to go over chicken breast, and mushrooms and onions pair with steak on the barbecue beautifully as well. Sometimes we'll have new baby potatoes and sometimes we don't. So you can see that by making tiny changes at each meal, you can add extra real food and nutrition into your day, which means you're reducing foods that aren't as good for you, crowding them out as it were. It might not happen at every meal, but each step in the right direction counts and builds into better habits, which means better health over time. You don't have to do a massive makeover on your diet. Just start tweaking things and adding good stuff in. It's those tiny steps that start us off. They're so small that we can slip them in without setting off alarm bells in our brain that thinks we're embarking on yet another restrictive diet. Phew! 30 Chic Days, inspirational ideas. Give up kid food. We are adults. so there's no need to eat children's treat foods. I've told myself quite a few times, I might add, that it's time to grow up. Since it's only my husband and I, there's no need for us to have any juvenile food in the house at all. By the same token, you do not want to eat at fast food places painted bright colours that target kids. You will not find it to be a chic dining experience. Get out of the diet mentality by promising yourself you can eat anything you like as long as it is chic and real. How thrilling a premise does that sound? No more dieting, yay! It makes me think of delicious foods such as a creamy camembert, sliced crunchy apple, a perfectly petite fillet steak, or a frothy cafe au lait. Chic also applies to the portion size, so I'll eat a 30 gram or 1 ounce wedge of camembert sliced up on crackers, not the whole round. Know how to feed yourself. Read up on nutrition to understand why junky foods make you fat. Knowing how your body is unable to process certain foods effectively can be enough to put you off them. And that's the key to a healthy and slender life, wanting to eat the foods that are best for you. The good news is that the more you have of something, the more you want it. This applies equally to real food and junk food, so why not focus on getting more real food into your life? Be wary of sugar. Sugar is the real culprit that's making us fat. Try going for a week without sugary and starchy foods, or even just sugary foods. You'll see a big difference both in what you weigh as well as how you feel. Start with the obvious, which is what I did: sweets, fizzy drinks, ice cream, potato chips and biscuits or cookies. Then if you want to, move on to hidden sugars in foods such as tomato sauce, cooking sauces, and even my soy milk was quite high in sugar. I seem to have struck a happy medium in a way of eating I can sustain by cutting out obvious sugars and living with the rest. I don't crave sugar as much while still happily indulging in 2 squares of 70% cacao chocolate nightly. Thank you for joining me for this book reading, and I do hope you enjoyed it. My name is Fiona Ferris and I'm from howtobechic.com, and I'm the author of the new book 30 Chic Days, Practical Inspiration for a Beautiful Life. Thank you. See you next time.